Come. Where'd it go? Where are you? Somebody grab. Where'd it go? Where'd you my? Oh. Good morning, and I'm Tommy. And again, this is part of my Thai world, and welcome to it. Today, I'm having quite an okay breakfast. 3 boiled eggs, some kimchi, and some Japanese seaweed salad. It's much nicer than it sounds. This is quite typical of what I'll eat here. Mostly breakfast type food. The kimchi, that's from a reliable company who are meant to produce good bacteria into the kimchi. It's not pasteurised, so I checked that. Seaweed, that's pretty okay as well. Just tastes a bit different. And again, it's got a lot of goodness in it, iodine and things like this. And one of the most nutritional foods on the planet is eggs. And these come from eggs over there. My other half's mum, she's got her own chickens, and that's where I get my eggs from. And this is Leo. It's okay, dog. Okay, go get your food. I put food out for him. Not so keen on his food this morning. Sardines, a little bit of milk, and some crunchies. Okay, go get your food. More interested in being petted. You missed me when I was away, didn't you, Leo? Now I'm back. He wants to spend time with me when I come and sit there. Well, this is a nice little spot for having my breakfast or lunch or dinner. But today it's pretty sunny and I think it's going to be hot. And I've got to get back into the garden again. Try and get rid of more of these weeds and grasses that are deep into the soil. So, not a rush to do it, but I want to get it done and finished so that I can start planting. Mostly what I plant is just flowering shrubs, flowers, and I do a little bit of fruit. There's a pomegranate tree that I planted last year, and there are dragon fruit climbing up the pole. There's a wooden pole I put in. So if I can get the dragon fruit, it's one of my favourite fruits, so that'd be really nice. Pomegranates probably take years, as will dragon fruit, if they flower and give me fruit. You obviously get the sound of cars or motorbikes, but because I'm on a small country road, it's not that busy. It's more busy with cows and buffalo passing than it is with cars and bikes. You do get the occasional lorry, which barely fits into the road. Now, this is a tranquil little spot, the sounds of nature to just make you kind of chill out If you're going to retire to a rural location, it's hard to get better than this, I think. The pond, it is man-made long before I came here. And my other half's dad, he puts different types of fish in it, the edible fish that they eat in Thailand, and that's one of their main sources of food. They really enjoy their fish soups and fish dishes, barbecued fish, and there's some pretty big ones have grown into it, and lots of smaller fish which will grow up. So the pond itself, it's high just now because of the rainy season, but this will go down probably about 3 feet, maybe even more, as the winter comes in and there's no rain. And again, although it's a rainy season, there's not as much rain comes to this part of Isan as what you get in a lot of the other places. I don't have any rivers here, and this part of the village is quite elevated. The road outside does turn into a stream. Sometimes you get fish in it. The fish overflow from other ponds, and then you see them flapping as they go down and end up in someone else's garden or plot, or they end up in the rice fields. Rice fields end up full of fish at this time of year because the heavy rains fill the ponds that have got fish. They overflow, end up onto the road. A lot of the road water goes off into the rice fields, and that's how you get a lot of fish here. There's another pond further down, and again it belongs to this land. The land is my other half's, but her mum and dad, they work it and make a living out of it, and it's quite good when the rice time comes. You see the land changing from very dry, just dusty, sandy, to starting to get wet. Then you see the green coming up, lush green, changing to golden when the rice starts to ripen. Then it gets harvested and it all goes back to the beginning again. So you're not even stuck in the one, what would you call it? You're not really stuck in the one visual location, because it changes like most countries have seasons. This is changing more by the rice harvesting season than autumns and winters, because visually it doesn't change that much. You don't get a lot of leaf fall at any particular time. Anyway, I'm going to finish this off and then have a little drink and go and start getting back into the garden again. I have to go shopping today, so I'm making an early start. It's about 8 o'clock now. So, sun's up, I see some big clouds coming to hide it again. Better for me if I'm working. And see if I can see any little creatures to photograph today, which is basically the main reason I've done a garden. And say photography is my hobby, and birds in flight, I love catching birds in flight if I get a good picture. But here, when it was just grass, nothing really. The weeds attract the butterflies, but they're not very nice, and it gets totally out of control. So I want to have a nice little garden. Instead of me going to look for insects and butterflies in different locations, I'm hoping they'll come to me. Not that I don't want to go to different locations, but it's nice, I think, if you bring nature into your home, basically. Anyway, I'm going to finish this breakfast off and then get back to work. Not really work, back to my hobby, which is hard work. There's my neighbour's little calf. What are you doing here? Come on, bye. Come on. You need to go back to your own place. Yeah, you get lost if you come out here. Yeah? That's a good. Come on. Good. Good. That's it. Get back in your own place. Yeah? Good cow. Come in. That's your territory. Go on, let's see your mum. Come on. Good. Leo? No. That was the neighbour's young calf, and he lost it the other day. It just disappeared away down the road. So that's my good deed for this morning, save him a job. The calves are too young to tie, so they can wander off. It's safer for them if they get back in there with their mum. I think that one's the mum, and that other one's like a big sister. Anyway, little distraction for the day, for this morning. It's the owner, just come back now, unaware that his little calf is out for a wander. Bringing his fresh grass for the big cow. Right, now to snap this section. Save my soil. Good soil out. Oh, jaggy. Some of these things have got thorns on them. Yep. Try and turn this weeding into a little bit exercise as well. Maybe help me shed the pounds. And I weighed myself this morning. I was just over 3 kilograms heavier than my normal weight. That's about 7 pounds. So if I can do little squats and things as I'm doing this, maybe I'll burn up some of the fat. I like to save my soil. It took me a while to change this from a very horrible clay soil, sandy clay that nothing wanted to grow apart from grass. I can actually plant some plants and they do grow. It's finding the ones that will survive when I'm not here, it's the problem. As much as I love rural Thailand, I do like to see other parts of Thailand, and recently I've been going home to Scotland and see a little bit of my family. Sisters, brother-in-laws, things like that. I don't have any children, so. But I've got good friends who I love to keep in touch with. And as you start getting older, I think there's two ways. Some people just think, oh well, I'm this age now, oh, nobody's going to miss me, and I'm not going to miss anybody else. I'll just phone people. But phone calls not quite the same as getting to see them, so I go back to Scotland for done this for the last 3 years. Go back to Scotland for a short time and get to see everyone. This one here, it's a terrible spreader and it's got thorns, and when it grows where the cows feed, the cows for obvious reasons will not touch it because it's just full of little thorns, and these gloves don't protect you from that. Anyway, another one gone. Right, I'll do a little bit more, then I'm going to take a rest, have a quick shower and get myself to the shopping centre. I need to get some water and a few other things. Certainly no donuts. I don't know if it's surprising or not, but it was a bit surprising to me that donuts are so popular. I mean, when I was here for a while myself, I used to go to Dunkin' Donuts. There's a little seating area with a coffee, and it was a regular 2 cups of coffee and 2 donuts. Then I amended my ways and started eating a bit healthier. That is until I get back to Scotland. Can't just blame Scotland. My problem's not what I eat, it's how much I eat. This morning was an okay sized breakfast, and that should do me for most of today, if not all of today, now that I've started on a diet.